y'all doing today? We're here in Farmville, Virginia. You can see behind me, this is High Bridge Trail State Park. It was a railroad bed and converted into a walking path. It's 37 miles long. But we're here in the center of Farmville near the Appomattox River, which is down the bottom. Lots and lots of Civil War action here. They had a battle at the High Bridge, and they also had a lot of street movement and food rations being distributed, and then they had another battle up at Cumberland Church. So there's a lot of history. And the trail goes that way, and it's a long ways, but it goes to a brewery. But today, I've done this trail a lot, but today I want to go up Main Street and I want to see some of the shops. I rode through there and I noticed a lot of them were closed, but we'll still do a walk, and then my destination is to hit a couple of really good cemeteries today. One of them is on the walk. I forget the name of it, but I'll get it for you when I get there. But I remember a lot of really old graves, and it'd be interesting to go see what's at the graveyard and check out some of the dates. So anyway, I'll give y'all a real quick downtown Farmville, Virginia experience. May hit a brewery later on after the hike, and we'll be catching y'all in town at the graveyard. See y'all in a bit. I'm just a short ways in, and they do have a nice little memorial here for the soldiers who fought from Prince Edward County, and they have a couple of them from Iraqi freedom, Vietnam conflict, Korean War, World War II. I don't see a World War I one. No, I do. There it is right there. World War I. And nice little memorial. There's a lot of them from World War I. So I'm sure there's more, but I guess they didn't have them to get on there. But there's probably 25 people from World War I that fought out of Prince Edward County. The memorial is right beside the Prince Edward County Courthouse, right on the main drag in Farmville. Another cool thing, I've drove in this town a bunch of times, and you don't notice things unless you're on foot, but it's a real old telephone box from probably the turn of the century. Probably had a hand crank in there, and got some of the original green paint. Definitely interesting. You can see where it would have mounted on the wall. Of course, they're using it as a cigarette and a trash can, which is wrong, but anyway, really neat phone box in town. Old school. So now we're kind of leaving the historic section. I didn't get a picture of the river because I'm heading back up the street. So this is a newer area, and we're approaching Hampton-Sydney College. Basically all of it's to my right. And there's a brand new set of, I guess, dormitories or whatever. Not sure what it is. But beyond that, another quarter mile or so is the cemetery. And can't wait to go over there. That ought to be interesting. I've always wanted to walk the cemetery because, again, the graves appear to be super old. There's some sections in there that are probably really old. We'll see if we can find some old ones. I don't know the name right now, again, and I don't know if any historical significant people are in there, but we'll see what we can find. I'll see y'all in a bit. So I've made it to the Westview Cemetery. That's the name of it. I ride by here all the time, and I mean, there's a lot of graves here. I mean, you can see it goes on. I'll do a little 360. And just curious, we can find some really old graves and maybe some significant historical graves. I don't know, we'll see. But just doing a walk and want to check out everything in Farmville. A lot of cool stuff to see. Alright, let's see what we can find. I mean, you can really see how the graves were really ornate and gracious, and such a celebration of life and death. I mean, for instance, this one right here. I mean, what a beautiful grave. His name is, well, her name is Harriet P. And his wife of R.S. Paulette. Born 1822. Died May 1884. Wow, what a beautiful grave. Cemetery. Now look at the headstone. It just fell right on his face. There's probably not any family left to even come over here and want to fix it. Because I mean, I see dates of 1875 when they died, 1877, 1900, 1900. Sometimes when you go in the woods and you're doing searching, you'll run across an old home site that'll have a grave that's completely forgotten about. I mean, it's like grown up. And I'm just glad that people really take care of these. Walter H. Richardson, Company C, 3rd Regiment, Virginia Infantry, Spanish-American War. Born November 1872, died June 2nd, 1961. Interesting. Here's just an infant child. Walter Harris, infant son of Walter H. and Leela D. Robinson. So I guess Walter H. for Harris. And yeah, he was born March 15th, 1896. December 12th, in time of date of death, 1898. Life is fragile, people. There's one in here so far. William J. Morris, Company I, 23rd Virginia Infantry, CSA. Old graves. Got us a Civil War one. Confederate States Army. Be kind of cool to look him up. Confederate States Army soldier. Was a sergeant. John Ransom, Company F, 18th Virginia Infantry, Confederate States Army. Born 1826, died 1909. Yeah, he survived the war. A more modern grave, gentleman Ricky Lee, Companion Sr., born 1960, died 2013. What a beautiful grave. Must have been a big time outdoorsman. I see over here, he must have been a coon hunter. Probably loved cabin life, fishing, hunting, deer. Would have been a nice man to probably get to know. As the grave says, a beautiful person to know and love. Rest in peace, old friend. Alright, go ahead and leave Westview Cemetery. I don't know I've seen anybody out here that I mean, I wouldn't know anybody, but I didn't see anybody significant as far as historical. I'm sure there's lots here, but again, I don't know anybody. But every time I drive by, it's just so many graves, and they look really old. And I found some Civil War ones, and I've got a few World War IIs, Vietnam. I found a couple nice World War I ones. One of them was a guy was killed in action. Somebody put a little flag up for him. Man, can you imagine the horrific times during World War I? What that flag represents. What that poor man probably had to go through. But anyway, that's my visit to Westview Cemetery. I'll walk back down Farmville and maybe some of the shops to be open, and I'll talk with y'all then. I think there's a nice pawn shop. I might go down and check it and see what they have, and then I'll hit the brewery and get some pictures of that for y'all. which is right on the trail. It's a nice brewery. I hope they're open. I'm sure they will be. So anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Here we are at Three Rose Brewing Company, and I got the Beeline Honey Chocolate Brown Ale. It's 6.7%, and it should be pretty awesome. It's really refreshing and definitely satisfying. All right, I left the brewery. It's just a short little clip from the center of the town to walk down the trail to the brewery. It's right there on the left, and like I said, the main drag is right over here, 1/8 of a mile. Anyway, yeah, I drank 2 chocolate like stouts, and then I had a IPA. That was good, and of course, you know, you got to get the hell out of there before you get where you can't even walk out the place. But yeah, I mean, I recommend coming to Farmville. It's a lot of shopping. They got an outfitter store here. They got bicycles you can rent at the outfitter store. There's like a Walmart, you know, the usual town stuff. And there's a lot of historical stuff you can come see. You gotta look for it. It's not hard to find, but like I said, you know, you gotta, if you drive through, you won't see it. You'll see it, but you won't know what you're looking at until you actually get on the trail or just walk. I found a lot more today that I never saw in the years that I've been out here. So anyways, I appreciate y'all watching so much, and this was a lot of fun, just getting out and checking out the trail, checking out the main drag, the graveyards, just getting out and just walking and just exploring, you know. I'm not normally a town person. I like going to the mountains and do hikes, you know, different trails and things like overnights, 2-3 days. You know, I'll do a longer one sometimes. Like last fall, I done the Shenandoah National Park, which was 105 miles. That was a long one. But anyway, this was just a real quick, you know, Sunday afternoon. Let's get out and check out the town life. Farmville's a good spot to check it out. So I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll talk with you. I'll see you all in the next one. So the last part of today, I'm going to the Confederate Cemetery in Farmville. I'm thinking, I can't remember the amount, but I think it's like 700 or 800 maybe of soldiers that are buried here from our regional hospitals that they were being treated at during the war, and I guess shortly after the war, and they died, and they buried them in a mass, I guess it's a mass grave. I'm gonna find out here in a second. I'm walking down, and y'all getting this as I'm walking here. I'm heading that way. It's on a little knoll right here, and I think, if I remember right, I read a little something quickly, and this is where they're all buried. Yeah, and I guess a bunch of them came from Lee's retreat, and then the Battle of High Bridge, I reckon, and then probably Cumberland Church, and basically whatever, you know, fell into the hospitals in this area died and came to this cemetery. So anyway, let me get some more information here, and I'll tell you all about it as I go. And I'm at the marker right now. All right, hold on. So after a quick Google search about this spot, because there's not a lot of information, this granite marker marks the spot where 350 to 400 Confederate soldiers, and they didn't say this, but that many in this little small spot has to be in a mass grave. And it's from the Confederate General Hospital in Farmville. And they said during the war and after the war. And they died from diseases and wounds. And they are buried here. So this is a pretty sacred spot. I mean, they've got, you know, nice benches that you can sit at. And over here, more nice benches that you can sit at and recollect and honor the dead, you know, from the Confederate States of America. You know, their war was over once they got, you know, suffering a disease or a mortal wound, you know, hopes to go home, and turn fatal, you know. And if you were in Farmville, this is where you would have ended up from that hospital, according to the historical recollection. So anyway, this concludes, again, after the grave site visiting at Westview Cemetery. I wanted to hit the Confederate Cemetery. I heard about this spot. Never been here. And I appreciate y'all watching again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.